for guys to break tackles. It won't be quite so controlled, and it'll be a clearer picture of where we're at. It's kind of hard to tell in the type of setting that we're going in, but it's what you got to do to stay healthy. And we're pretty thin and beat up right now just for the spring. We got a lot of guys that aren't out there, and that's probably part of the problem is some very familiar faces that aren't taking any reps.
It seems like to me that maybe the success that the defense had last year is kind of carrying over into spring, the confidence.
Absolutely, yeah, and you want that. You want that. You want those guys to feel, kind of a chip on their shoulder of expectation to be really high. You want them to start off where we left off, and I think to some degree we've done that. And so we've got so many new parts on offense. It's kind of a feeding frenzy right now with two of your starting O-linemen not practicing. Colton Jackson ended up not practicing, so 3 of them down. And then all new quarterbacks and skill guys. It's going to take a little while. We just got to be patient. It's not the execution I'm concerned about. It's the willingness to compete, and that's what I want to see on Friday in a live setting.
You mentioned Friday. What are some of the other things you're going to look at? I mean, I know it's just the first scrimmage, but being able to maybe get a better idea of what the offense looks like versus the defense.
It's the first clear picture of real football, and so ball security. We don't want to turn the ball over. If we can go through the day without turning the ball over alone, offensively, that would be a step in the right direction because we've had turnovers every day since we've started. Really like to just see some nasty competition where we're battling to the whistle and playing to the second and third level. Yeah, it's hard to do in the setting we got right now because everything's a real quick whistle. Just when the whistle doesn't blow until the bodies hit the ground, see who's really going to compete. So we can build on the technique and we can clean up that. It's guys willing to fly around, and Friday will be our only first good picture of that.
You feel like Friday will give you a better idea, like with the quarterback position, being able to see that a little bit more when maybe they don't know what's coming necessarily, the defense?
Well, they don't know what's coming right now. They've seen a little bit of everything. I'm not sure they know what they're doing, much less what's coming. It should help everybody. It should be a clearer picture for everybody. But until we can solidify some things up front, it's going to be really hard for those guys to be real comfortable anyway because it's a different guy on the O-line every day. We haven't had the same lineup 2 days in a row yet with as many guys injured. It's making it tough to get some consistency up there. You had your starting 5 that we played with last year. It'd probably be a lot easier for those guys to be comfortable, but that's the hand we're dealt. We're not the only ones that are dealing with that. There's a lot of people around the country that deal with this type of stuff in the spring. We just got to find a way to fight through it over 15 days.
But isn't kind of the point of all this spring practice and scrimmages kind of to get guys uncomfortable, to kind of try and test and see who's going to step up?
Put them in the worst position possible and see how they respond. Even daily position battles between who's the first string, who's the second string. We want guys moving huddles each day, just for no other reason. Find out how they respond to being demoted one day. Do they battle back, or do they let it consume them? And thought some guys got moved today. They battled and probably move right back up tomorrow.
One of the things I really noticed on the defensive side, I guess just because they're closest to me over here, is a lot of coaching up from the upperclassmen.
Yeah.
You see a lot of that. You see a lot of correction, and then more so than that, they're open to taking the coaching, and that's something that's really seems like a good sign to me.
Well, there's a good feeling, the camaraderie, the family environment over there. There's a lot of communication back and forth. Like I said, they've raised the standard of expectation of what they think's got to be done, from sprinting on and off the field to hustling to creating turnovers and a lot of chest bumping and high fiving, which is good. I think defense is a lot about emotion. So if you can have that kind of emotion in the spring, and we can carry that and build on that to the fall, then that's a huge step in the right direction. Y'all good?